Watson. Your line judge is Jay Fox. Your linesman is Don Gordell. And your back judge is Jim McGee. To kick off and defend the north end zone.
Okay, we're back live at War Memorial Stadium in Little Rock, and we're just a couple of moments away from the kickoff of tonight's game between the Benton High School Panthers, 2-2 on the season, of course losing the past two ball games to Old Main and Arkadelphia. And of course Catholic rated number 6 in the state of Arkansas with a record of 3-1. We had the coin toss down at midfield during that commercial break. Of course, Monty Cornwell, one of the captains for Benton, along with Scott Long. And Jeff Reed, I believe, had the glasses on the coin toss. Maybe he can fill us in on what happened.
The Catholic Rockets will kick off from the north goal, which will be from our left, or on the side of Wendy's and McDonald's, if anybody's familiar with where we are in Little Rock.
That is north, and of course, maybe 2,000, maybe 3,000 people here at War Memorial Stadium, like we said earlier. They could be a lot more than that. It would look real small. Of course, they only open up one side of the stadium and turn on half the lights. And still with half the lights, it's better than anything else you'll see at a high school field, isn't it?
It's very good. This probably as good a conditions as you can have for a high school football game. We've got excellent weather with the cool breeze coming in, and we're on the turf, and it's clean, and we're up high so we can see everything, and it's a good night for football.
Well, both teams are ready as the color guard from, assume, Little Rock Catholic High School walking out to midfield, and we'll be picking up the national anthem in just a moment. Back live at War Memorial Stadium in Little Rock, it's Benton and Little Rock Catholic, and now with the play-by-play of the night's ball game, Steve Sullivan.
Thank you, Bob. The Little Rock Catholic Rockets getting set to tee it up. That's Rick Richardson, a senior, getting his paces down, and Jeff Reed. If it was a battle of roster numbers, Benton would be a big loser tonight. A sea of purple and gold. Catholic must have dressed out about 120 tonight.
Already count we had was 95, Steve, and they've got quite a few, but you can only play 11 at a time, I think.
Bill Lincoln back at the 7. He's flanked to the left side, near sideline by Robert McNeely, awaiting the kick from Rick Richardson, who's waiting the okay from the referee. He gets it. We're set to go with football. Benton will be going right to left on your radio dial. Game number 5 of the season. Panthers come in 2-2, and Richardson's into it. High driving kick. McNeely back to the 2. Upfield to the 5, 10, Robert to the 15, and he is creamed at the 15, gets across to the 17, and that's where the Panther offense will take over. Just underway from War Memorial Stadium, the 6th-ranked Catholic High Rockets, the opponent tonight. The offense, as Jeff Reed mentioned, a few changes tonight. We will see Robert McNeely play a lot at halfback tonight, and it looks like Robert's going to get the start, Jeff Reed.
Yeah, Coach Fight starting Robert at halfback along with Bill Lincoln and Greg Holmes at fullback, a new set of backs.
Wholesale changes in the backfield. Tommy Jumper out under center. One receiver comes near side of the field. Jason McGee backs in a bone. Jumper turns, gives to Holmes right up the middle. He's going to be hit at the 18, short yardage. Call it maybe a gain of 3 as they give us forward progress to the 19-yard line. Set up a 2nd down and 7 yards to go for Benton. And tonight, Jeff, the question, Benton on offense has been really sputtering. 2 ball games without a point, and you got to think to get the confidence up, you're going to have to do something early tonight.
Coach Fight said he's cut out a few things. They're going back to basics, simple things.
Monty Cornwell, lone split end. He comes near side of the field. Tight end right is Scott Long. 2nd down, 7 yards to go. Benton at his own 19-yard line. Give right side. McNeely across the 20 to the 21-yard line. Short yardage once again of 2 yards. It'll bring up a 3rd and 6. Could be a passing situation, option situation as Jake Goheen comes in with the play. What's your guess?
I think we might see the option, Steve.
Goheen, sophomore, easy to tell. He's the guy in the white helmet who comes out split to the left side. Scott Long splits himself about 3 yards from Jeff Rivers, goes tight end right side. Backs in a bone behind Tommy Jumper. Catholic 7-man front as Jumper turns, and he is going to be hit in the backfield and snowed under at the 19-yard line. Tried to string it out, but Catholic said no way, and 3 Rockets were there to cover Tommy Jumper. And right away, a punting situation for Benton. Scott Long will handle the kicking duties, and Catholic stands to get great field position as they send twin receivers back at their own 45-yard line. Brendan Cook, very talented, 152-pound junior. He is dangerous. He stands at the Catholic 43-yard line. Scott back at the 5. Good snap. Kick is off. It's going to bounce at the 45 of Benton, get to midfield. It's fielded there, and the Catholic return man gets the 45, 40. Watch out. One man to beat, and he is gone all the way. I don't believe it. Mark Walls, a 150-pound junior, picked up the bouncing ball at the 45 of Catholic, just broke it down the left sidelines, and see you later. And once again, the lack of speed on the Benton side as Walls just breezed through the Benton coverage team.
Steve, more than anything, being a lack of speed, it was Benton let up. Benton saw the ball bounce, and I don't know if Walls saw the Panthers let up, but he stepped up and got the ball and got past 2 people, and he had everybody beat.
Rick Richardson on the field to attempt the point after. Snap is good, hold is down, kick is up, and it is no good. But on top early, the Catholic High Rockets. 9:39 to play in the first quarter. Your score, Catholic High 6, Benton nothing. Let's take a 1-minute timeout.
Richardson in kicking position for the Rockets. Lincoln and
Rick Richardson on the field for the 3rd time here early in the first quarter. Richardson drills this one into the end zone and out the back end. Catholic High. Impressive early. 9:39 to play in the first quarter. The Catholic High offense yet to take the field, and it's already 6-0, courtesy of a, call it maybe close to a 50-yard or 55-yard punt return from Mark Walls. If you sense disbelief on my part, it was, because that just wasn't set up as a big return.
It was kind of just a lackadaisical play, like you said during the break, Steve. You never expected that to happen.
So the Benton offense, ineffective at its first time out. Will try again. Benton starts from its own 20-yard line. 1 receiver near side of the field. Jumper turns, gives up the middle, and forget it. The Catholic High defense is there to stop Craig Lincoln dead at the line of scrimmage. Call it maybe a gain of a half a yard. It's 2nd down, 9.5 yards to go as Monty Cornwell brings in the play from Coach Dwight Fite. A little early to get worried, but at this point, Dwight Fite just has to be a little concerned at the way things are going.
The way Benton has struggled the past 2 weeks, it really needs something good to happen.
Monty Cornwell comes left side at the split end position, draws single coverage out there from Eddie Yarbury. 2nd down, 9.5 yards to go. Option right side, the pitch to Lincoln. Across the 20, he's going to be hit and thrown down at the 23-yard line, the far sideline, right in front of the Benton team. So call it a gain of a couple, make up 3rd down, 7 yards to go with 8:56 to play in the first quarter. Catholic High. Big 55-yard punt return from Mark Walls. On top of this ball game already, 6-0. Catholic comes into the ball game. Roy Davis's bunch ranked 6th in the state, known for its tough defense, and they've lived up that reputation so far tonight. Big 3rd down and 7 yards to go for Benton. The ball just outside the 23, called 23.5. Jake Goheen, near side split end. Jumper wants to throw, looking, and forget it. He is nailed back at the 16-yard line. So Tommy nailed on a big 3rd down situation. Looked like Kenny Gonzalez may have got in there, so it'll be 4th down, 12 yards to go. Check that, Mike Perpoli with the sack. So with 8:35 to go in the first quarter, Scott Long on the field for his 2nd punt attempt. Mark Walls, who returned the first one all the way 55 yards, stands at midfield. To his right, Brendan Cook, a very dangerous return man. Here comes the rush. Long will get the kick off. Cook rushes up, takes it at the 44, cuts across the 42, and that's as far as he'll get. So Catholic High with great field position They'll take over at the Benton 42-yard line. Randy Russell with the tackle on the play, and Randy now crouched over. Looks like he's going to take a break. Might have been shaken up just a bit on that play.
Looks like he has something wrong with his left hand, Steve.
So Randy Russell out of the ball game. Bill Lincoln will come in to fill in at the defensive end spot, and we'll get our first look at the Catholic High offense. Rockets on top, 6-0. Clock reads 8 minutes to play in the first quarter. John Carter, very poised senior quarterback, backs in a bone behind Carter. Benton 5-man front. The give, left side, good defense. Tony Ferguson is stopped right at the 40. Call it maybe a gain of 1. Bring up a second down, 9 yards to go for Catholic. Catholic backfield, Nolan, McKeever, and Ferguson. Carter is the quarterback. And Emmanuel McKeever, probably the man to watch as far as breakaway speed, or potentially a breakaway threat for Catholic.
Benton got a break last year when McKeever was suspended right before the game because of grade problems, but he's back this year.
Catholic High, 2nd and 9. They break the bone. Flanker left. They'll give to McKeever coming right. Crosses the 40, 35. Down the sideline. He'll be knocked out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Robert McNeely along with Bobby Van Cleve there to help out and knock McKeever out of bounds, but not before McKeever picked up close to or maybe first down yardage. Referee gives a look across the field, and we'll have to wait and see. Chains haven't moved yet, and it will be a 3rd down situation and less than a yard for Catholic High. Ball the right hash mark. Let's see what Benton does on defense. Panthers show a 5-man front. Now the corners come up tight. Catholic 2 tight ends. Carter turns, gives to McKeever right side. He'll have the first down. Running room down the sideline, gets to the Benton 22-yard line. Monty Cornwell, Robert McNeely, along with Bobby Van Cleve there to stop McKeever. So Emmanuel McKeever, 2 big carries, and Catholic High in business at the Benton 22-yard line, already leading 6-0.
With a stiff wind blowing out of the north, Catholic has chosen to play field position football here in the first quarter. They got the break with the punt return, and now the second punt put them in good field position.
Chris Kent comes in at the fullback position, replacing Chris Nolan. Backs in a bone. It's McKeever again. Right side, little room. He gets down to the 18-yard line before he's bulldogged out of bounds by Kirk Shelnut. Also over there helping on the hit, and looked like one of the Wright boys, maybe Randy Wright helping out. So it's 6:30, now call it 6:29, clock on the move. It'll be 2nd down, 7 yards to go. Ball at the Benton 18-yard line. Big series. Benton, with the offensive troubles they have had, can ill afford to get down against a good Catholic High team. 2 touchdowns this early in the ball game.
Panthers need to stop them.
They'll break the bone. Flanker left side is McKeever. Carter turns, pitches left side to Ferguson across the 20, makes a move. He'll be nailed at the 18-yard line. Good defensive play by Scott Long. Put the stops on Ferguson, who made a good move at the initial line of scrimmage, but Long stuck with them and brought him down at the 18-yard line. It brings up a big 3rd and 6 situation. Catholic with the ball on the left hash mark. The open side of the field is the right. And Brendan Cook comes in with the play from Coach Roy Davis. Cook
caught 2 passes for big yardage last week against Bryant, and he's a favorite target. Plus, you also got to watch the big tight end, Walt Terry, who's 6'5".
Walt, 234 pounds. He goes right side. Brendan Cook, lone split end, goes right side. Carter for Cook. In the end zone, it'll be overthrown and incomplete. Cook had beaten Monty Cornwell down the sidelines. Long throw for Carter. He was throwing from the left side of the field and was looking for Brendan Cook down the right sideline.
That's more of what you call a timing pattern, where Cook was the only receiver out, and Carter just dropped back and lofted the ball up in the air, letting Cook run under it, and they just misconnected. He threw it too far. The wind probably grabbed it some.
Brendan Cook will handle the holding duties. Rick Richardson will attempt a 35-yard field goal. Have to hit it from the left side. Cook awaits the snap. Hold is down. The kick is high enough, it's long enough, and it is no good. So Rick Richardson, touted as one of the best kickers in the state of Arkansas in the high school range, now he rips his chin strap off in disgust, comes off the field. He's already missed a point after and a field goal, and Benton dodges a bullet. 6-0, 5:13 to play in the first quarter. It could easily be 10 or 14-0.
That kind of makes up a little bit for giving up the punt return. The defense did a good job of stiffening inside the 20.
Panthers will get their third shot with the football, looking for their first down of the ball game. Jason McGee comes near side split end. Tommy Jumper takes a look at the backs in the wishbone formation. Scott Long, tight end right side. Jumper turns. Good. Fake. And now he's across the 20. He's going to keep it. 25. Cuts across the field. He's open. 30. 35. Makes a move by Brendan Cook at the 40. Now Cook corrals him. It'll be a first down for Benton and give Tommy Jumper a gain of 19 yards. If you notice a little hesitancy, I'll get the word out.
Hesitation, Steve.
Yeah, a little delay in my call. Jumper just faked me out. Beautiful play-action fake.
He did a good job on the bootleg there, and when he turned the ball upfield, Scott Long, who's using a receiver on the bootleg, threw a good block and took out 2 Catholic Rockets.
First down for Benton on its own 39-yard line, trailing 6-0, 4:44 to play first quarter. Monty Cornwell split end near side. Jumper turns, gives right side. Little running room across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Goes Robert McNeely for a gain of 6. Call it 7 and brings up a second down and 3-yard situation for the Benton Panthers. Now they mark the ball at the 45. Benton has to get to its own 49 for a first down. So the Panthers on the move right to left. 4:18 to play in the first quarter. Catholic on top. Big punt return. 55 yards by Mark Walls for a score. Jake Coheen comes near side of the field at the split end spot. Backs in a bone. Long right side. Now Jumper turns, gives running room in the secondary as Greg Holmes across the Catholic 40 to the Catholic 35-yard line. So Holmes busts it big for a Benton first down. And for the first time this ball game, the Panthers are in Catholic high territory.
That's the beauty of the wishbone. It does so many things. It gets you in situations where one-on-one. There's one guy to stop Greg Holmes. He missed the tackle, and Holmes was in the secondary before you knew it.
Scott Long, tight end right side. Panthers in business at the Rocket 36-yard line. First quarter, Benton trailing 6-0. Jumper, option right side. He'll keep it. He's knocked for a loss of 2. Be a second down. Now they mark the ball at the Catholic 37. Check that and call it a loss of 1. Brings up a second down, 11 situation for the Panthers. And really a crucial situation when you consider that Benton will bring it up several times this ball game, probably until they push it across the goal line. Hasn't scored a point in the last 2 weeks. Monty Cornwell, once again the lone split end. He goes left side. Scott Long, tight end right. Second down, 11 yards to go. The ball at the Catholic High 37. Catholic 6-man front. There goes the football, and Catholic High is on it. Oh, a botched snap, and Catholic High takes advantage of the mistake and covers the ball at its own 41-yard line. Mike Perpoli jumped across and covered the football. Just a bad connection between Dwight Everett and Tommy Jumper.
Steve, it looked like the ball just went through Tommy's leg. It had so much force on it.
So Catholic High, with 3:01 clock moving, first quarter, takes the football with a 6-0 lead. Brendan Cook comes near side of the field at split end. Back stay in the bone. Carter turns. He wants to throw. He wants to throw deep for Cook. Cornwell is out there. Cook diving. Won't come up with it. It's incomplete at the 15-yard line. Monty Cornwell was right with Brendan Cook at about the 20, but Cook really reacted to the football, made a late burst, and he was really alone at the 15-yard line, and Carter just overthrew the football. But once again, second time this ball game, Cook has been open deep, and Carter's just been a little off.
Yeah, the Catholic offense passing game is not too fancy. They hold 9 guys in, the quarterback drops back and let Cook run long. And they just missed for the second time, barely.
Brings up a 2nd and 10. Catholic from its own 41-yard line. Panthers show a 5-man front, fake the blitz. Option near side. Carter's hit. Gets it to McKeever. He's got running room down the sideline. Across midfield to the Benton 45 and knocked out of bounds at the Panther 40-yard line. First down, Catholic High. Craig Lincoln finally put the stops on McKeever. Third time early in this ball game that McKeever has broken it outside for big yardage.
McKeever's, if he stays on course, is in for a big night.
So Catholic High trying to add to its 6-0 lead with the ball on the Benton 40-yard line. Still 2:37 to play in the first quarter. Catholic operating left to right. Walt Terry, big tight end, goes left side. Double tight end set for Catholic High. Back staying a bone. Now there's flags down, and it looks like we could have a procedure call against Catholic High. McKeever already 4 carries for 41 yards. Wait and see. Talk to the Benton side. Catholic High offense backs up, and yes, it will be a procedure call. So it'll be a 1st and 15 for Catholic at the Benton 45-yard line. 6-0, Rockets on top. This game, number 5 of the season. Catholic High came in ranked number 6 in the state, 3-1 on the season. Only loss came on this field, War Memorial Stadium, by a score of 3-0 against a very highly regarded North Little Rock Northeast team, which is out to a great start.
That win right there probably has North Little Rock Northeast ranked where it does in the top 5.
Once again, double tight end set for Catholic. Carter turns, options left. He's got room across the 40, 35-yard line, cuts it inside, 30, still going at the 25, finally down at the Benton 24-yard line. Robert McNeely with the tackle. John Carter simply shredded the Benton defense, started down the sideline, cut it back inside, and he thought he should have got more. When he was finally stopped, he slammed the ball to the turf, but not before he had a first down deep in Benton territory at the Panther 24-yard line. So early on in this ball game, Catholic High has had the ball on offense twice and moved it both times. Flanker to the right side as Catholic High breaks the bone. Now coming back the other way, the give goes to Richardson. He cuts across the 25 to the 23, maybe a gain of a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 9 yards to go for Catholic. Usually when Catholic High, or at least they've shown this tendency early on in the ball game. Now there's time out on the field. I'll get to that point in just a second. Roy Davis out to meet with his Catholic High Rockets. Dwight Fight with his Benton Panthers. We'll take a quick break. 30-second break with the score. Catholic 6, Benton nothing. Back at War Memorial Stadium, 1:50 to play in the first quarter. To this point, it's been all Catholic High. They lead 6-0 over the Benton Panthers. Catholic High threatening once more at the Benton 23-yard line. Total offense, Catholic High 64, Benton 42. And the big play in this ball game, a punt return by Walls, 55 yards, and just kind of stunned Benton following Panthers' first possession.
It's up to the Benton defense to try to keep the team in the game here.
Mark Walls, 5'8", 150-pound junior, went all the way with that punt. And that's why we stand at 6-0. Right side, not much running room. Going to be stuffed up at the 20-yard line. Good job by the interior line. So it'll be 3rd down, 5 yards to go. Call it 6. The ball is at the Benton 20. To get a first down, Catholic High is going to have to get to the Panther 14-yard line. Brendan Cook in with the play. 3rd down, 6 yards to go for Catholic. Ball in the middle of the field. Catholic High going left to right here in the first quarter. Clock down to 1:20 on the roll. Now Brendan Cook splits wide to the left side. Craig Lincoln go head up on Cook. They break the bone. Flanker to the right side. The pitch to McKeever, running right side. Across the 20, 15, he's stuck there. Good tackle by Monty Cornwell. It's going to be awfully close to a first down. Just depends on where the referee spots the football. McKeever inside the 15. And on the near sideline, the chains on the far sideline. Taking a while, giving it a good look, and it looks like Catholic High once again came up inches short, brings up a 4th and short, and I think no question at this point, the ball on the Benton 14-yard line, the Catholic's going to go for it.
Problems in the kicking game. You got to feel like the Rockets aren't going to risk that thing again with missing an extra point, taking a chance on that. So we'll see something in tight here. They may try to break McKeever out wide because Benton's defense will be stuck inside.
Double tight ends. In at fullback, Chris Kent. Carter turns, gives to Kent. He flies forward for the first down to the Benton 12-yard line before he's upended. So the inside of the Catholic line just did the job there. The straight dive to Kent, the up man in the bone. And he was upended now at the Benton 11-yard line. so Catholic High will have an opportunity to get a first down. Now they'll spot it back at the 12 at the Benton 2-yard line. Clock running down. 30 seconds to play in the first quarter. Catholic High trying to push the ball in again. They lead 6-0. Right side, flanker spot, goes Jody Lensing as they break the bone. Carter turns, gives right up the middle to Kent. Not much there. He'll cross the 10 and get to the 9, but that's it. And that will end the first quarter with your score, Catholic High 6, Benton nothing. Let's take a 1-minute break. Sullivan, Jeff Reed, Bob Edmondson. War Memorial Stadium, where the Catholic High Rockets hold a 6-0 lead over the Benton Panthers as we start the second quarter. Catholic moving right to left on the turf here at War Memorial at the Benton 9-yard line. Second down, 7 yards to go. Carter turns, gives right up the middle. Nothing there. The Benton defense, good job stuffing the play at the 7. Bring up a 3rd and 4 yards to go as they spot the ball at the 7-yard line, call it 3rd and 5. To get a first down, Catholic has to get to the Benton 2-yard line. And once again, we see the Catholic High offense sputtering a little as they close in on the Benton goal line. They've had the ball earlier in the ball game, had to settle for a field goal attempt. Rick Richardson was wide with the attempt. You have to think right now, Roy Davis would love to punch it in.
Yeah, Benton Catholic's gone inside 3 times in a row. Look for them to run wide here. 3rd down, 5 yards to go. Cook goes right side. Carter wants to throw. He's got McKeever wide open in the end zone. Touchdown, Catholic High. Emmanuel McKeever was all alone in the corner of the end zone. Carter rolled off the fake, and it was just too easy. Flipped the ball over to Emmanuel McKeever, and just like that, the ball game is 12-0. I don't know if it was a crossing pattern. Someone blew an assignment because Emmanuel McKeever was just all alone. He was standing, I guess, it's printed an end zone and the A of Arkansas, just all by himself. I think there was a Benton Panther over by the R or the K. There, he also had Walt Terry wide open there, too. He had his choice of receivers he could have thrown to, and just one Benton Panther in the area. With the score 12-0, Catholic High comes out. They're going to go for the 2-point conversion. They split Terry wide to the left, Cook wide to the right. Backs in a bone. Carter looks for Cook. It's going to be off his hands and incomplete. Monty Cornwell provided the coverage, but Catholic High has stretched the lead to 12-0, 11-17 to play in the first half. Let's take a 1-minute break. Memorial Stadium, Rick Richardson. We've called his name too many times here in the first half. Still 11-17 to play in the first half. Richardson set to kick off. The score, Catholic High 12. Your Benton Panthers nothing. The touchdown drought has reached 9 quarters. Maybe a change of direction will help Benton. Squibb kickoff. Be fielded. Now the ball's on the ground and covered quickly at the Benton 23-yard line. And averting disaster there to cover the football for Benton, Brett Mills, a 5'9", 155-pound junior. He's one of the up men of the formation. Richardson just popped a little fly ball that Mills attempted to field at the 25 and covered at the 22. It's hard to tell if that was a design kick by Richardson or he just missed connections. Anyway, Benton will start from its own 22-yard line. Tommy Jumper trying to make something happen. 10:56. Clock on the move, second quarter. Catholic High leading 12-0. Jumper turns, fakes, somehow eludes a Catholic High rocket. Fires deep, long is wide open. He's got it at the 40, 30, 25, 20, 15. He runs through a rocket and is finally down at the 5.
Tommy Jumper made like Houdini in the backfield. A Catholic High Rocket had Tommy Jumper literally tied up in the backfield. He had him so tied up that when Tommy broke loose, he looked to see if he still had the football. Somehow regained his composure, found the Raging Bull down at the Catholic High 45, and Scott brought it all the way down to the 5.
Scott was wide open on that. Good play by Tommy for getting the ball off.
The drought may end. 10:38 to play in the first half. Benton, yes, your Panthers are on the Catholic High 5-yard line. Oh, the Benton fans across the way getting excited. Option right side. The pitch. Backfield and nailed at the 8-yard line is Craig Lincoln. Oh, the Catholic High Rockets didn't bite at all. Jody Lensing did a terrific job. Craig Lincoln would have had to made like Superman and busted through the Catholic High front because there were 3 or 4 purple jerseys out there to stop Craig.
You think they saw that play coming? There were so many there to defend.
So it's 2nd and goal to go. Call the ball to 7.5-yard line. The ball on the right hash mark. Going wide to the left side is Jason McGee. Greg Holmes, the up back in the bone. Craig Lincoln left side. Robert McNeely right. Now straight up the middle, good running room, is Holmes. He gets inside the 3 to the 2.
Steve, that was Tommy Jumper on the quarterback sneak.
Check that. So good call. Must have been Jumper automatic at the line, saw something and gave Dwight Everett the go, and Everett provided the blocking, so it'll bring up a 3rd and goal. The ball at the 2-yard line. And Benton in good position. This is 4-down territory, especially with the score 12-0 Catholic High. Scott Long, tight end right. Jake Goheen, wide to the left side. Tommy Jumper looks over a bunched Catholic front. Turns, gives to McNeely left side. He won't get it. He'll get to maybe the 1.5-yard line. It'll bring up a 4th and goal to go, and it moves the ball right to the center of the field. Tommy Jumper, quick look at Dwight Veit, and the Panthers are going to go for it.
You got to think, even if Benton does not make it here, they've got Catholic in a big hole, and they can have they can gain some field position by holding them. But they need the touchdown.
Nose of the football just inside the Catholic High 2. Jumper takes his time. Now he's under center. Dwight Everett turns. Options left. He's going to throw. Fires in the end zone. Wide open. Touchdown, Benton. Who else? Scott Long.
The guy, the last one to score, finally ended the drought.
Oh, baby. Another good play fake from Tommy Jumper. Had to wait and see if that was Scott Long. He was so wide open. Usually there's 3 or 4 Catholic High Rockets or defenders all around Long, but you had to be thinking run. Jumper made the play with a beautiful fake. Snap is back, the kick is up, and he nicks, raging forward, nails the point after. Benton has scored a touchdown and hit a point after. Oh, I don't believe it. On that note, we'll take a break. Your score, Catholic High 12, Benton 7. Let's take a 30-second break.
And in kicking position for the Panthers is Heath Nix.
Jumper to Long, 2 yards. Ends a 9-quarter scoring drought. Your score, 12-7 Catholic High. Heath Nix driving kickoff. Brendan Cook in the goal line, left it down at there, or in the end zone. He wanted to come out with it. It was McKeevers. Official said no go. Can't go on that, Emmanuel. And Heath Nix just drilled that. Little wind behind him, but nonetheless, he did something Rick Richardson couldn't do at least once and got that ball in the end zone.
Nix has looked promising on his first 2 efforts as the Panthers kicker.
We mentioned they break the touchdown drought. They break the extra point drought. That's the first extra point successful attempt this season for Benton.
Kick. We did make a 2-pointer.
It did make a 2-pointer. So the score 12-7, and that point after could be big with Catholic High missing both its attempts. Now Carter turns, gives short yardage over the left side for Ferguson. Tony Ferguson called a gain of 3 as he gets out to the 23-yard line. 2nd down, 7 yards to go. Big series for the Benton defense. The clock, 8:05 to play in the first half. And for the first time in really a few weeks, Benton has the momentum via a touchdown.
You're talking about a team that needed something good to happen to it. They got it. And boy, it's really paid off.
That big pass play, Jeff tells me, 72 yards. Tommy Jumper to Scott Long. Carter wants to throw. He's got his big tight end out open at the 33, and he flat dropped it. Walt Terry has the size, but hands may be a little bit of a question. He was just all alone at the 30-yard line, and Carter put the ball in. And Terry actually had time to turn around, face Carter, and maybe he was too open. Brings up a 3rd down, 7-yard situation for Catholic High, and Brendan Cook, speedy split end, runs in with the play from Roy Davis. Different ball game now, 12-7. Catholic High's lead cut to 5. 7:44 to play in the first half. Brendan Cook goes wide to the right side. Monty Cornwell, and now slipping over is right. Option right side. Carter pitches to McKeever. Across the 30. He'll have the first down. There goes the football. It looks like Benton covered it, and yes, they did. It'll be Panther football at the Catholic High 29-yard line. It was right in front of the Benton sidelines, so we didn't have to wait for the referee's signal because the Benton High sideline just erupted.
I don't know if Monty Cornwell forced the fumble or recovered it, but I know he did one of those two, and I couldn't tell for sure. It's a long way over there.
So the Panther offense takes over the football on the Catholic High 30-yard line. Tommy Jumper back out. Scott Long goes tight end right side. Jumper turns right up the middle. Good running room. Greg Holmes will have a first down as he goes inside the 20 to the 19. Greg Holmes, impressive early at the start at fullback, and also they've got to be doing a good job, Dwight Everett, in the middle of that line of scrimmage.
They do. Holmes is not a big back. He's about 5'9", 150 pounds, and he can kind of get lost among those big linemen, and he always keeps his legs moving, which is a good sign for a back.
Talk about a change in momentum. This looked like early it was going to be a blowout. Catholic High jumping out 12-0. Benton scored in its last possession to cut it to 12-7. Give right side. Once again, it looks like Holmes got the call. This time, short yardage. Just ran the straight give off the right side for a gain of maybe 2 for Greg Holmes. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Monty Cornwell in with the play from Coach Dwight Fite. The Benton offense now has to be operating with a new confidence. They got back in the end zone, got things going their way, good field position, and a chance to take the lead on the 6th-ranked team in the state.
The Panther offense is showing life.
2nd down, 7 yards to go for the Panthers, moving left to right on your radio dial. Give, not much running move for Robert McNeely. He was trying to cut from his left halfback position across the right side on the counter. Not much room. Going to mark the ball at the Catholic High 16. To get a first down, Benton will have to penetrate the Catholic High 9-yard line, so it brings up a 3rd and 7. Jake Goheen comes in with the play. Another passing situation for Benton, and Catholic High, you know, will have an eye on Scott Long. He is
and watch the Catholics rush 8 or 9 people hard. They got 8 on the line of scrimmage close, so I expect all 8 of them to come.
Scott Long, tight end right side. Jumper turns. Now he'll give to McNeely. Running room right side, 15. He's going to be grabbed by the jersey and thrown out of bounds at the 13. Fine defensive play made by the Catholic High cornerback. It looked like McNeely had enough room to get down the sideline for a first down, but Jerry Jones recovered quickly, grabbed Robert just over the shoulder pads and threw him down, so it'll be 4th down, call it 4 yards to go. Benton operating from the right hash mark at the Catholic High 13-yard line. No question, Panthers are going for it.
No question.
They split receivers for the first time this ball game, left and right. Scott Long goes left side. Right side is Jason McGee. Tommy Jumper looks at a 5-man front for Catholic High. They fake the blitz, a lot of stunning on defense, and it looks like the referees have called, or officials have called a timeout, and Catholic High has called a timeout. No flags were down. A situation there where Catholic High was confused with the Benton set. First time this ball game, the Panthers had split wide receivers left and right, and number 91 on the Catholic High front was all confused. He was just all over the field.
We had 3 or 4 Rockets.
Matt Stone.
Looked like they were doing a wave drill. They'd go one side and right side, and the split 2 splits just really baffled them.
Matt Stone, number 91 I mentioned, had lined up on the left side. At the last second, he sprinted right side, and as he sprinted right side, I saw Roy Davis move from the Catholic High 35 to the 30, probably screaming timeout. Someone obviously heard him.
That's also something new to me there, Steve. I was not aware of the fact that the defensive team could call a timeout once the offensive line was up and set on the line of scrimmage.
Well, they did it, and 4th down, 4 situation, and if there was any surprise element, splitting the receivers left and right, it's gone.
It will be. A quick snap count there would have helped a lot, but I don't think the Panthers expected Catholic to be as confused as it was there.
It's probably a case of they're used to putting 3 people on Scott Long, and they didn't know what to do when they lined Scott up alone to the left side, and now they will put 2 on Scott Long as he goes wide to the left side.
But, Steve, look how spread out the Catholic defense is now.
A 4-man front instead of an 8-man front. Jumper turns. He's looking for Long. Fires deep. It's going to be incomplete. Great defensive play. Looked like Brendan Cook. They had double coverage on Scott Long to the left side, and credit the Catholic High defense there. They concentrated on stopping Scott Long, and it was a case where Dwight Fite said, I'm going to my bread and butter guy. He got me the first score, and I'm not going to, if I'm going to get beat, I'm going to get beat on the combination of Jumper to Long, and as a result, Catholic High takes over the football. They dodge the bullet and take over at their own 13-yard line, holding a 12-7 lead. Good ball game going.
Now, field positions has turned the favor, and it's in on Benton's side now.
Brendan Cook, the lone split end, he goes right side. Carter turns. He's going to keep it across the 15. He is nailed at the 20-yard line. Not before he had a gain of 7. Over there to deliver a good lick. Looked like maybe Craig Lincoln coming up from the cornerback spot. And he stopped Carter dead in his tracks after a pretty good play-action fake. Not in the class of a Tommy Jumper play-action fake. Definitely a pretty good fake.
It was a good fake. I was there watching the halfback thinking Benton had stopped him for a short gain.
2nd down, 3 yards to go. Carter maybe showing the effects of the hit. Adjusting his helmet as he comes to the line of scrimmage. Benton shows a 5-man front. Carter turns. Watch out. McKeever's in the secondary. Across the 35 before he's upended at the 36-yard line for a 1st down. Jason McGee, Craig Lincoln, along with Randy Wright combined on the hit. And that was more of a case of McKeever hitting the Benton defense and the Benton defense issuing the hit. Because McKeever was like a bowling ball hitting pins. He went down, but they did too.
He picked up a good head of steam there, and he was also covering the ball with 2 hands after his fumble a little while ago.
So Catholic High fires back with 3:57 to play in the first half. Rockets 1st down on their own 36-yard line. Cook wide left side. McKeever goes right side. This time not much. He'll get to the 39-yard line, and that's it. Gain of maybe 2. Brings up a 2nd down and 8 yards to go. Bobby Van Cleve. Haven't called that name much yet tonight, but not much tonight, but he ranged over from his linebacker spot for a good hit. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Chris Kent, 5'9", 184-pound senior fullback, comes into the ball game for Catholic High, and now they break the bone. Jody Lensing will go flanker right side. Brendan Cook wide right side. Clock a factor, 3:16 to go 1st half. The give. Coming back from the flanker spot, and nothing there. Benton defense reacted well, held its ground, and came up with a big hit. Maybe even call it a loss of a yard. Heath Nix held ground on the right side. He was one of the Benton Panthers there. Looked like Craig Lincoln a good job. Be 3rd down, 9 yards to go, and they weren't fooled at all. That's 3 times in this ball game. Catholic High has went to the flanker to the right side, and the flanker has come back across the grain and got the football.
Yeah, they put a man in the slot and run counter action back, and Benton, obviously they've run this a lot before because Benton has been well prepared for it.
3rd down, 9 yards to go for Catholic High. Rockets operating from their own 36-yard line. Benton shows a 5-man front. Carter wants to throw. He's got time. He's looking deep for Cook. Cook is there. He's got the football, and he's down to the Benton 27-yard line. Monty Cornwell was there step for step. It was just a case of Brendan Cook reacting to the football, and as a result, Catholic High in business at the Benton 28-yard line, and that's a case where Monty Cornwell is just going to be kicking himself at this point because he has the height advantage at 6'4", just didn't react and look up to the football.
Cook knew when it was coming.
2:15 to play in the first half. Catholic High on the move. Now McKeever is tripped up as he runs right side. Gain of just 2. He gets to the 26-yard line. Second down, 8 yards to go for Catholic High. So Catholic High with a 12-7 lead, deep in Benton territory at the Panther 26. The clock inside 2 minutes, first half. John Carter under center, backs in a bone. Cook goes wide to the right side. The Benton Panther right in his face. Carter wants to throw. Pressure's on, releases. He's got a man wide open, and Emmanuel McKeever drops the football at the 20, incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 9. That's 2 times in this ball game. John Carter has had a pass dropped. Walt Terry did the honors last time, and this time Emmanuel McKeever. May have been a similar play than they scored on when McKeever was wide open in the flat, and he had some room here.
He had running room, and he had a blocker there beside him, so that could have been a touchdown play. Benton got a big break.
3rd down, 8 yards to go. Catholic High operating right to left with the 12-7 lead. Ball on the right hash mark, coming wide to the left side is Brendan Cook. He's their bread and butter man when it comes to passing. Carter, options right, gives to McKeever. He's in the secondary, bounces off a hit, but he'll be stopped shy of a first down. Credit good team tackling, because Emmanuel McKeever bounced off one Benton Panther, then moved forward. I believe Kirk Shelnut issued the initial hit. Now there's a Benton Panther down on the field. We'll wait and see.
There is a timeout.
And while they attend to the Benton Panther, we'll take a quick 30-second timeout. Your score, Catholic High 12, Benton 7. Gets a good round of applause from the crowd across the way. And Bill just might have been shaken up a little. They'll bring him to the bench, check him out, and if we get any word, we will sure pass it along to you.
It is 4th down and 2 for the Rockets.
4th down, 2 yards to go. Catholic High on the Benton 20-yard line. Big play. Rockets holding a 12-7 leading over the Panthers. Carter turns. He wants to throw. He's looking for his big tight end. Great coverage. Incomplete. One referee, one official calls it incomplete. The other throws a flag. And one official that called it incomplete has his arms crossed, and he is just staring into an empty seats in the end zone. He can't believe the call of his colleague. And this is the first time I've really watched from the field. This penalty will stand up. I've actually seen a situation where one official is almost visibly mad at the other for making a call.
That call, I just don't understand. The guy who was right there called it a clean play, and a guy running across the field called the penalty. And this referee over here, he just stood there and shook his head and crossed his arms like he couldn't believe it.
He is still standing at the goal line, arms crossed, and he's questioning the call as much as we are. Hey, the facts of the play. The Benton Panthers had 2 men out there who probably had a better shot at the ball than Walt Terry. Walt is 6'6", he's 230 pounds, and when he goes for the football, he tends to cover a lot of area, and he, I think, initiated the contact, and that was not a catchable ball.
Steve, I think they added an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty to that because the ball's now on the 5.
So it'll be 1st and goal to go for Catholic High. 1:21 to go in the first half. Give right side to McKeever, and penalty flags. Our buddy on the near side, who didn't like the last call, threw the penalty flag. He may be taking the stance that he's going to drive Catholic High back those 10 yards.
Well, we'll need it after that call. That's one of the worst calls I've ever seen.
We're really an amazing situation watching. I know I'm a long way from the field. I couldn't see facial expressions, but the official closest to that pass play, he just looked teed off when he saw that flag. It was almost like we could see one official pull the flag out of his pocket and the other one's almost saying, no, don't throw it. And he did. I'd love to have a microphone in the officials' little get-together room at halftime.
I think they'll discuss that one a little bit.
1st and goal to go at the 10 if they're still speaking. Looked like there was movement, no penalty flag. Cook on the reverse, breaks a tackle in the backfield. He's back to the line of scrimmage and back to the 8-yard line for a gain of 2. So it'll be 2nd and goal to go. The ball at the Benton 8-yard line. Jason McGee came up with a hit for Benton. And the Panthers actually had that play well diagnosed. They had Cook hemmed up in the backfield and finally stopped him at the 8. 2nd and goal to go. The clock definitely a factor on the move inside 50 seconds to play in the first half. 2 receivers, one split left, one split right. Carter goes left side for his big tight end. It's out there. Touchdown, Catholic High. Oh, you can see that coming from here. Walt Terry looked that one in. 234 pounds, 6'6". John Carter lofted it down the left sidelines. He's been off just a little on a couple of those throws, but that one was right on. And Monty Cornwell, or Craig Lincoln, provided the coverage, and Craig had a serious height disadvantage on that point. Walt Terry at 6'6". Big touchdown, 18-7. And the Catholic High will once again go for 2. Brendan Cook goes wide to the right side, backs in a bone. Carter options at right side, pitches at the last moment.
Illegal pitch, Steve.
Touchdown to McKeever, and it looked like he pitched it forward after the line of scrimmage. No penalty flag.
Excuse me, I stand corrected. That would go as a forward pass since he was behind the line of scrimmage. It'd be like the Utah pass, this little shovel pass.
It was awful close to see if he was indeed behind the line of scrimmage. He had made penetration forward. They had to look from down there, the officials did, and they ruled it good. 20-7 your score, 37 seconds to play in the first half. We'll take a 30-second break. So what was all Benton in momentum category is now shifted back to the Catholic High side.
That's a big break for the Rockets to get the call and to get the touchdown and the 2-point conversion right there before the half, because now they have a 13-point cushion.
Rick Richardson, onside kickoff. It's going to be recovered by Catholic High at the Benton 45-yard line. Brendan Cook raced across to cover the football, and to tell you the truth, he wasn't even contested.
That was the last thing Benton expected, was an onside kick. And it was a good time to call it.
It worked to perfection, almost like a pass. He kicked it, bounced a few times all the way across the field, and Brendan Cook was there for the reception. 37 seconds, now the clock on the move, down to 32 to play in the first half. Catholic High leading 20-7. Brendan Cook goes right side. Catholic operating from the Benton 45. Carter wants to throw. He looks for Cook down the sidelines. Coverage is there. Ball is tipped and incomplete. Good job by Monty Cornwell. Same situation. Jump ball between Cook and Cornwell. Last time Cook won the battle. This time Cornwell wins.
Monty saw that one coming and had it gauged the whole time, and it knocked away. I thought, of course, we're getting a lot of second-guessing referees, but the receiver, Cook, went flying into Cornwell pretty offensive there.
So it'll be second down, 10 yards to go. More importantly, 17 seconds to go in the first half. The ball at the Benton 44-yard line. Catholic High trying to break this one wide open. They lead 20-7. Walt Terry wide to the left. Brendan Cook wide to the right. Slot left side. Emmanuel McKeever. Carter, pressure, fires. He's got McKeever running right at the 25-20. He's slammed to the turf at the 19. Craig Lincoln laid Emmanuel McKeever, who's slow to get to his feet, out at the Benton 18-yard line. Give Carter credit. Scott Long was in his face, and Carter delivered under pressure. Now timeout on the field with 9 seconds to go in the first half. Catholic High leading 20-7. While Donald Fulcher comes out to talk to the Benton defense, we'll take a 30-second break. Your score, Catholic High 20, Benton 7. Roy Davis isn't taking any chances. With 9 seconds to go in the first half, he calls on Rick Richardson, his field goal kicker. 35-yard attempt. He'll hit it from the right hash mark. Brendan Cook will have the hold. Snap is good. Hold is down. Kick is up. And it is good. With 4 seconds on the first half clock, Catholic High has upped its lead to 23-7. Quick 30-second break, and we'll be back with the remaining 4 seconds. Back at Catholic High, and you have to be expecting onside kickoff. 4 seconds to go in the first half, and I don't think Rick Richardson is going to chance a big return at this point.
You wouldn't think so, but Benton is hoping that they'll go deep. They put Tommy Jumper back deep, perhaps Panther's shiftiest runner.
Who knows? Maybe Jumper will get on the right side of the field and throw a spiral back across the field. A lateral of sorts, hoping to create something with 4 seconds to go. Here comes the onside kickoff, and I don't believe it. The clock didn't move, and Catholic High recovered it again, and once again it was Brendan Cook.
Well, we may have gotten a break. Cook got up limping. That may have been a costly onside kick for the Rockets if he's out.
Not many teams recover 2 onside kickoffs in a year. They've done it on 2 straight possessions, 2 straight tries.
And that's the end of the first half with the score.
That's the end of the first half. Catholic High unable to get a play off. We'll take a 2-minute break. Your halftime score, Catholic High 23, Benton 7.
Stadium in Little Rock. Once again, the Benton High School has won the halftime activities with the band and the Pep Steppers 2-1 in favor of the Benton band and Pep Steppers against only the Catholic High Pep Steppers. Well, the Panthers getting ready to come back on from the south end of War Memorial Stadium. Catholic High running out and doing a little wind sprints east to west here at the stadium and getting warmed up. It's turned out to be a chilly night, at least up in the press box. I don't know about down on the field. Here comes the Panthers from the south end zone, and we're getting ready to start the second half of play. And with that play-by-play for the second half, here's Steve Sullivan.
Thank you, Bob. Before you leave us,
yes,
you've been right on in the predictions. I remember back at the Old Main ball game, you said whoever scored first would win. Old Main, unfortunately, got the only touchdown, and they did win. Okay, is Benton going to make the great comeback tonight? We'll be talking about it next week. Or what's your forecast for the second half?
Well, Coach Dwight Fite, of course, watched our video replays of these games, and he told me to keep my mouth shut because I was right too many times. But I don't know. Like Jeff said at halftime, the Panthers will have to score 3 touchdowns in 2 quarters, and they've only scored 1 in the past 9. So I don't know if they can do it or not, but I believe that with a little quick start here at the second half, they might possibly pull it off.
I forgot all about that replay. Hesitancy. I've been practicing all through halftime. I attempted that word, I think, 4 times, as many times as Catholic attempted kicks early in the ball game, and like Rick Richardson, I failed. That was for the replay. I'm on track, and hopefully Benton will be to start the second half. And Jeff Reed and Bob, I have a good feeling about this second half for the first time in a few weeks. Last week, I was kind of want to hit the house at halftime. Arkadelphia looked awfully tough and just a great ball club. And I'll be surprised if they lose a ball game this season. But Benton did some things in the first half, and I really don't think this is a 23-7 ball game. It is on the scoreboard. It will be in the paper tomorrow, but so many strange things happened in that first half that contributed to this 16-point lead.
There really has been some breaks that have gone the Rockets' way, and that's made a difference. Benton really hasn't played that badly. They've given up some yardage, but they've hung tough, and they just haven't been able to get the breaks. Let's hope that the Rockets decide to kick off deep here.
Let's hope they don't recover another onside kickoff. They're 2 for 2. It's like a passing combination. Rick Richardson to Brendan Cook, and yes, Cook is lined up at the 36, right in front of the Benton sideline. Let's see what Richardson decides to do. He has the wind at his back, and Rick is going to sail this one deep, backing up into the end zone, and Benton will take over at the 20-yard line. So Rick Richardson ended the first half with the field goal, starts the second half with a long kickoff, and the Benton offense, you hate to say any series this early in the second half is big, but when you trail by 16 and you're on the wishbone offense, every possession important.
Benton needs to get some momentum going here. The offense has shown a little life, so it's not out of the question.
Jason McGee comes near side split end. Scott Long lines up tight end right, backs in a bone. Greg Holmes at fullback. Jumper turns, gives to Holmes, fighting forward. He'll get across the 22 to the 23-yard line. Second down, 7 yards to go for the Panthers. The initial play of the second half for Benton worth 3 yards. And Monty Cornwell runs in with the play from Coach Dwight Fite. first half, Holmes, very successful on that quick dive up the middle.
You weren't here for the stats, but he had 3 carries for 30 yards in the first half, and that's something we may see a little more of.
I was practicing. Second down, 7 yards to go for Benton. Panthers operating right to left on your radio dial early in the second half. Jumper wants to throw. He's got time. Over the middle. Incomplete. He led Scott Long, Tommy Jumper did, just a few yards. Long was open at the 30-yard line, had first down yardage, but Tommy just couldn't get the ball there. As a result, it'll be third down, 7 yards to go. Somehow Scott Long worked free on that play. But as many times as Benton has gone to Scott tonight, I'd be very surprised if he's open on this play if Benton attempts a pass.
Looks like the Rockets are expecting a pass. They've got a lot of men on the line of scrimmage.
Third down, 7 yards to go. 6-man front for Catholic. Jumper to throw. Pressure's on. It's going to be incomplete. Awful close to being ruled a fumble. Tommy Jumper, something went wrong. A Catholic High defensive end, I believe, rushed the play a little. He was in Tommy's face. Tommy just got rid of the football, and it was awful close to a lateral.
It really was. I was thinking it was a lateral, but he threw it overhand, so I guess officials decided to go Benton's way. The pass play was designed. He looked for Long, and Long was covered, so he went to a safety valve receiver out in the flat.
Scott Long back at the 7. Benton short a man. Robert McNeely sprints on. Still a little confusion. Let's see if they can get the punt off. There's the snap. All kinds of movement. No flag. Long gets the kickoff. Cook at the 45 of Benton. 40, 35. Watch out. 30, 25. Finally thrown down at the Benton 22-yard line. Brendan Cook had thoughts of taking that one all the way.
He was within a arm's grasp of doing so. I couldn't see who made the tackle, but somebody pulled him down with one arm at the 23.
Just what Benton didn't need. Catholic High starts the second half on the Panther 23-yard line with a 23-7 lead. I'm an optimist when it comes to Benton football. A Catholic High touchdown, and time for more immaculate receptions if we want to win this game. 23-7, one receiver near side of the field. Give goes straight up the middle. Not much running room. Kirk Shelnut jumps on the back of Chris Kent, the Catholic High ball carrier, after a gain of just 2 yards. Second down, 9 yards to go. Catholic High operating left to right on the Benton 21-yard line. Their first possession of the second half. Roy Davis's Catholic High Rockets ranked 6th in the state and holding a 23-7 lead. Early on in the second half, 10:20 to play here in the third quarter. Walt Terry, huge tight end for Catholic High, 6'6", 234 pounds, lines up the left side. 2 tight end set, backs in a bone behind senior quarterback John Carter. Turns, options at left, dives forward to the 19-yard line. Going to spot him going down at the 20-yard line for just a gain of 1. Carter was tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Looked like he had an opening over the left side. So it'll bring up a third down, an 8-yard situation for Catholic High. John Carter on the night, passing the ball well. And this time, Catholic High will split Brendan Cook wide to the right side. Monty Cornwell and Shane Smith get a good look at Cook. Carter turns, looking for Cook down the sidelines. It's going to be overthrown, incomplete, out of bounds. Cook, a juggling act. The ball was overthrown, but Cook is quick. He made a burst for the football and almost made a tremendous play at the Benton 5-yard line. Got 2 hands on the football, but couldn't bring it in. And Rick Richardson is on the field to attempt a field goal of some 37 yards, but he's got a good breeze behind him.
He's shown plenty of leg on his attempt so far. His accuracy's been a little off.
Catholic High, a little confusion at the line. No problem, though. Richardson's still getting his steps down. He's set to go, awaiting the snap. He'll have to hit it left to right. Hold is down. The kick is up. Plenty of leg, but off to the left. Richardson misses. Catholic High comes up empty. And Rick Richardson, this has been an up and down night for the senior kicker. He throws his arms into the air as he goes off the field. Now talking with Coach Roy Davis.
I'm sure Mr. Richardson is glad that the Panthers have a 16-point lead, or those kicks could come in to be very crucial.
Big series, 9:17 to play in the third quarter. Benton trailing by 16. Jumper wants to throw. Here comes the pressure. He is going to be corralled and finally thrown down back at the Benton 15. There were 3 or 4 Catholic High Rockets in the backfield. Jody Lensing finally was able to throw Tommy down. I think he worked through 3 of the 4 Catholic Rockets, but Lensing said no way. Second down, 15 yards to go. Benton backed up to its own 15-yard line. Jason McGee goes wide to the right side. Ball on the right hash mark. Scott Long is tight end left. A lot of shifting on the Catholic High defensive front. 6-man front. Jumper wants to throw. Here comes the heat. He's in trouble again and goes down again. Back at the Benton 9. Guys, we're going the wrong way. It's going to be 3rd and 21. Now a generous spot marks the ball at the 10. Make that 3rd and an even 20. 8:17 to go in the third quarter. And the way Catholic High has returned punts tonight, Benton is in a dire need right now of a first down. Let's hope Dwight Fife called in that 20-yard play. Monty Cornwell goes wide to the right side. The ball on the left hash mark. Benton backed up to its own 10-yard line. 3rd and 20. Jumper rolls right. He's going to tuck it under. It looks like he's going to run. Takes too much time making the decision, and now he's down for another loss. This time just a half a yard. Doesn't make much difference. Punting situation, call it 4th and 20. That time, Tommy's indecision cost him.
It looks like if he'd have, when he broke free, if he'd have kept on running, he'd have gained some yardage. But Tommy was thinking he needed 20 for the first down, so I'm sure that's why he held up, was looking to pass. And by that time, the defense caught him.
Scott Long, midway in the end zone, about 5 yards deep, ready to handle the snap. Walls and Cook stand at the Benton 39. Here comes the rush. Scott's kick might have been partially blocked. It's going to be a fair catch made at the Benton 35-yard line. And Jerry Jones, rushing from the right side, may have got a finger on it. He was right in Scott Long's face. And once again, Catholic High owning the field position game. They start again deep in Benton territory at the Panther 35-yard line. The Panthers need a break now.
They really do. This has turned into a replay of the first quarter when the Rockets had the wind at their back, and they're keeping the ball on the Benton side.
Walt Terry, big tight end, lines up left side. Double tight end set. Back stay in the bone behind quarterback John Carter. 6-man front for Benton. Carter gives to McKeever. Running room right side. He's hitting down at the Benton 27-yard line by Craig Lincoln. So call it a gain of 8. Brings up a 2nd and 2 for the Catholic High Rockets, dressed in their home purple jerseys, yellow numbers, and yellow pants. And right now owning a big 16-point lead, trying to pad their ranking, which is standing right now entering tonight's game at number 6 in the state. Once again, Benton, 5-man front. Shane Smith up close to the line of scrimmage. Give goes right side, nothing there. Heath Nix reacting from his defensive tackle spot for the early hit along with Greg Mundy. Shy of a first down. Ball spotted just inside the Benton 26-yard line. To get a first down, Catholic has to just get inside the Benton 25. So it's 3rd and an even yard for Catholic High. Break the huddle and send one receiver wide to the left side. Richard Gaston, tight end right side is Terry. Carter turns, gives to McKeever across the 25. He'll have the first down, down the sidelines, knocked out of bounds at the Benton 17-yard line by Craig Lincoln. Good job of running by Emmanuel McKeever. Not a lot of room, but McKeever made the most out of it and has a first down at the Benton 17-yard line. And the clock now becoming a factor here in the third quarter. 5:52 to play, and Emmanuel McKeever, Jeffrey, closing in on the 100-yard mark.
Sure has. He's got 12 carries for 95 yards.
So once again, Gaston breaks the huddle, goes wide to the left side. Monty Cornwell out there to get a good look at Mr. Gaston. Carter turns, right up the middle goes Kent. Short yardage. He'll get inside the 15 to the 14. Greg Mundy with the hit. 2nd down yards to go. I want to mention once again that Randy Russell went out in the game's opening series with what looked to be an arm injury and hasn't returned.
We have not seen any sign of Randy, and plus another regular defensive end, Bill Lincoln, has been injured, and we haven't seen much of him. Right now we have Will Connell, a junior, and Roger Barker, a sophomore, manning the defensive end spots. Not a lot of experience there.
Injuries really hurting Dwight Fite, Kelsey, Dedman. Oh, Rusty Winfield now running hard inside the Benton 10 to the Benton 9-yard line. Looks like Rodney Abston, a 5'9", 170-pound senior, into the ball game for Catholic High. And the Rockets are closing in on another first down and possible touchdown. Third and short yardage, Catholic High at the Benton 9-yard line. The first down stick at the Benton 7. A Rocket score here, and this one is history. One receiver, Gaston, comes wide to the right side. Benton fakes blitz. Let's see if they come. Now the backers back off. Carter, long count, turns, gives right side. McKeever is going to be close to first down yardage. Check that. It'll be Kent on the carry. Catholic High celebrating, but I'm not so sure they came up short. And they did. It'll be fourth down and short yardage. The ball at the 8, almost a full yard. This time, Roy Davis will opt to go for it on fourth down rather than try a field goal.
You may look for a little play action to the fake and a pass to the big tight end here.
He sends Chris Nolan into the ball game, so the backfield right now is Nolan, Abston, and McKeever. McKeever is the left halfback, double tight end set. He's been the bread and butter back. Carter turns, gives, short yardage. All depends on where the officials mark the football. They're going to mark it now at the 5, and it will be a first down for Catholic High. Just powered it right up the middle. And the Rockets in business at the Panther 5. Wholesale changes for Catholic High in the offensive backfield. Roy Davis now really switching up the backs in the boat.
Yeah, and Catholic is just trying to run the clock. They're not doing anything fancy, just running the ball, running the ball, running the ball.
Tony Ferguson, a 174-pound junior, back into the ball game at the right halfback spot. Double tight end set. Carter turns, pitches to McKeever, running right side. Watch out, he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Catholic High. The makings of a rout, 29-7. McKeever ran right side. Jason McGee made an attempt at the goal line, just couldn't get to McKeever, and McKeever is in the end zone and over the 100-yard mark for the day.
13 carries and 100 marks.
29-7. Rick Richardson will try to make it an even 30. Brendan Cook will get the hold. Snap is back. Kick is high enough, long enough, and right down the middle. Take a 1-minute timeout. Your score with 3:27 to play in the third quarter. Catholic High 30, Benton 7. Tommy Jumper back to return the kickoff of Rick Richardson. Jumper stands at the 2. Richardson's kick will send Jumper back to the 1. Tommy across the 5, 10, 15, straight up the field to the 20, fighting forward. Oh, like a little bulldog. It takes 4 Catholic High Rockets, but they finally wrestle the gutty senior quarterback down at the Benton 21-yard line. 30-7, your score. Catholic over Benton, 3:16 to play in the third quarter. At this point in the ball game, a Benton win is a long shot, but they have to get some momentum. Conference season starts next week.
You need to start looking at establishing some momentum on offense and start moving the ball with consistency.
Goheen comes near side of the field, split end. Benton operating from its own 21, handoff up the middle. Holmes, there goes the football. Let's see who covered it. No celebrating on the Catholic side, so Benton must have recovered the football, and I believe Greg Holmes, who fumbled, was back on the football. The result, no gain. Second down, 10 yards to go. A fumble now would be disastrous, especially with the 30-7 is bad enough. Tommy Jumper, quick look at his backs. They're setting the bone. Scott Long, tight end right side. Jumper play action, wants to throw. Watch out. He's hit as he tries to throw the football. It'll go as a lateral out of bounds back at the Benton 12-yard line. Tommy was blindsided as he held the ball up in a passing position. And the impact of the hit just knocked the ball back and out of bounds back at the Panther 12, and it brings up a 3rd and 18 or 3rd and 19 as Benton has to get to its own 31-yard line.
Steve, Benton's offense in the third quarter is now at minus 19 yards.
Oh, man. 2:23 to play in the third quarter. Jumper, options down the line. He'll keep it right side. Good running room. Tommy across the 25. Good move. He's still going at the 30. First down at the 35-yard line. And that was all Tommy Jumper. He left the trail of Catholic High Rockets. One still down at the 30-yard line, limping back to the Catholic High huddle. 23-yard gain for Tommy Jumper. Oh, and give the senior quarterback credit. A lot of guys, after getting blindsided on the last hit, would have done their best to get rid of that football. Instead, he kept it for 23 yards and a first down. Panthers are still breathing. 2 minutes to play in the third quarter, 30-7. Catholic High on top. Jumper turns, gives to McNeely. Robert, little running room. He's going to be down at the 37-yard line after a gain of 2. So it'll be 2nd and 8 for Benton. Jason McGee brings in the play from Dwight Fight. Panthers now looking at a 2-3 start after a 2-0 start, with Texarkana coming to Benton next week. 1:23 play third quarter, 2nd and 8 for Benton. Panthers their own 27. Running room. Greg Holmes across midfield at the Catholic High 45, finally thrown down at the Catholic High 43-yard line by Brent Cook. And at this time, Greg Holmes, so concerned about fumbling the football, he had 2 hands wrapped around the football as he crossed midfield. Brendan Cook with the tackle for Catholic High. And Holmes, good night rushing the football, over 50 yards on 7 carries. Benton operating right to left on your radio dial on the Catholic High 43. Jumper gives to Holmes again. Greg runs hard, not much. He'll get to the Catholic High 41. For a 2nd and 8 situation. Jake Goheen, slight limp as he runs in with the play. Clock running down, 43 seconds to play third quarter. 30-7, Catholic High over Benton. Goheen, still with a slight limp, comes out wide to the left side. Scott Long, tight end right side. Backs once again, tighten the bone. Jumper gives. Greg Holmes running room again. He's in the secondary for another first down. Finally thrown down at the Catholic High 27-yard line. And really, for the first time in this ball game, the offense, ignited by the Jumper 23-yard run, is moving the ball consistently on the ground. Not over yet. 11 seconds to play in the third quarter. Benton a long way to go, trailing by 23. Jumper turns, pitches. McNeely across the 25, spun out of bounds at the 23, and I believe we have a late hit coming. Penalty flags flying on the sidelines. McNeely goes out of bounds, and I believe Brendan Cook is going to be whistled for a late hit. McNeely was out of bounds at the 23. The official will talk it over with Scott Long, Benton captain. Shouldn't be much to discuss.
Steve, I think they may have added an extra penalty on that because number 9, Mr. Jones, was over there.
Yeah, we'll take it all. Here we go. Personal foul will go against Catholic. The step off will go against the Rockets all the way down to the Rocket 11-yard line. 1 second to play in the third quarter. 30-7 the score. And that's the end of the third quarter. No, maybe they'll get off the play. Let's see. Jumper under center. Here we go. Options at left. The pitch back to Lincoln. He's got running room. 10, 5. Craig falls forward to the 3. And that ends the third quarter. We'll take a break as Craig Lincoln struggles to his feet with the score. Catholic High 30, Benton 7. Let's take a 1-minute break.
That is the end of the third quarter.
We start the fourth quarter. The officials still down almost in the end zone that Benton won't be operating towards. Talking with Coach Roy Davis at Catholic High, I believe a penalty flag was on the field for the entire timeout, and Roy Davis rather animated in his discussion with the officials. Roy taking timeout, goes to the water jug here after a little discussion with the officials. Let's see if there's any mark-off against Catholic. I don't know if he was arguing the previous late hit call or what, but there was a discussion. Now we're waiting for the chains to be brought down from the other end. We didn't set any records switching sides. They were calling it, what do they do in the race?
If there's a penalty, they'll probably wait because to see if it would give Benton a first down for a mark-off.
And the officials sure taking their time. Benton has the ball inside the Catholic High 5. And I have to believe the officials might be a little confused at this point. There was some kind of penalty of some sorts because they're on the field, still in a long discussion. An unsportsmanlike conduct call against Catholic High, and what will amount to a 1-yard penalty and give Benton a first down at the Catholic High 2.
Steve, I believe we're about to 1.5.
Let's hope we're in the end zone after this play. Double tight end set. Jumper, backs in a bone, options at right. Tommy turns it into the end zone. 30-13. First play of the fourth quarter results in 6 points for the Benton Panthers. Now Dwight Fite at a position here. As the officials call a timeout, Dwight's going to race onto the field, and I believe another Benton Panther is on the field. Hurt or shaken up. And Panthers just snake bitten by injuries. Tonight, Bill Lincoln and Randy Russell both went down and haven't returned. And now looks like it may be one of the offensive linemen. We'll wait and see. A long way away as they attend the injured Panther. And maybe Bob or Jeff, maybe your eyes are better than mine.
All I can see are shoulder pads, and the number on the shoulder pad's not quite large enough. Heath Nix.
Oh, and that was thanks to our Benton replay photographer over there in the next booth. And hopefully Heath will be all right. He's played a big role for Benton. And still not positive on that ID, so let's wait. I have questioned why Heath Nix would be in on offense. He plays a little tackle spot, but we don't want to get anybody excited. It's not confirmed by any means on what Benton Panthers on the field. Still on the field, head up. And now, sitting up, play-by-play here. 30-13 your score, 11:58 to go in the ball game. And I tell you what, while they look over that Benton Panther, look at it, think straight here. Let's take a 30-second break. You score 30-15 Catholic High. Helped off the field, but at this point it doesn't look to be too serious.
I would say it's probably no more than a turned ankle or maybe a slight sprain, because he is putting some pressure on it going off the field, though it looks like he may be finished for the night.
I tell you, the sophomore must be doing a good job in the middle line of scrimmage, filling in at one of the guard spots for Rusty Winfield, because the offense has been moving the ball on the ground. The try for the two-point conversion. Benton trailing 30-13. Receiver left side, option right side, jumper into the end zone. Wasn't even touched. Oh, the Fighting Panthers trying to battle back. 30-15 your score. Rockets of Catholic High on top. 11:58 to go in the ball game. Let's take a 30-second break. Just drills it. He's going to go deep. Cook up for the short kickoff at the 20. 25, it's McKeever's running right, and watch out. He's down the sidelines, running room out close to midfield. Finally knocked out of bounds. And another Benton Panther slow to get to his feet as McKeever delivered quite a lick on the Benton sideline. I tell you, when Emmanuel gets going, it's like a runaway train. Greg Holmes with the hit. Greg's back up on his feet. He's had a fine ball game. And
Holmes is the leading rusher for the Panthers with 70 yards rushing on only 9 carries.
So Catholic High in good field position once again. They have killed Benton on returns tonight. Catholic High, as they mark the ball at the Rocket 49-yard line, 1st and 10. Just under 12 minutes to go in the game. Right up the middle, nothing there. The Benton defense like a wall, maybe a yard. Call it 2nd and 9.
Bobby Van Cleve in there, Steve.
They completely covered the Catholic High back. I mean, those purple jerseys kind of jump out at you, but there was, I'd say, 4 white jerseys covering the back. It brings up a 2nd down 9 situation for Catholic High. The ball just across the 50 into Benton territory. 3 Catholic High Rockets come out of the ball game. A lot of substitutions by Roy Davis. Brendan Cook wide to the left side. 2nd and 9. Carter turns, gives. Not much for Ferguson. Call it maybe a gain of 1. Roger Barker holding his ground. Kirk Shelnut, Scott Long, all combined for the hit. Call it 3rd down and 7 yards to go for Catholic High. Benton defense must have been fired up a bit as Heath Nix comes back into the ball game.
Yes, Steve, and one important thing, Heath Nix came back in and he replaced Kelsey Dedman, who was just went out of the game. I thought I saw a new tackle in there and I didn't get a clear shot at the number, and it was Big Kelsey.
Oh, it's good to see Kelsey back in the ball game, getting a little game experience here. He's been out a few weeks. Now got a helmet off on the sidelines. A little relieved to be able to get back in the ball game. Option right side. The pitch to McKeever's across the 45. He's stuck at the 41, right even with the 1st down marker. And it looks like Emmanuel McKeever, on individual effort, yes, picked up a 1st down. He is a tough runner.
He is, and when he gets a head of steam going, like you said a little while ago, he's a hard man to bring down. He's got a lot of motion there.
Well, it looks like Craig Lincoln was the Panther that had to sacrifice his body on that occasion. The defensive backs really at a disadvantage when McKeever comes flying out with all the momentum, and he has speed. Gaston comes wide to the left side, ball on the right hash mark. Catholic High operating on the Benton 46-yard line with a 15-point lead. 10 minutes to go in the ball game. Carter turns, gives left side, good running room, but a flag thrown right in the middle of the line. And to Catholic High Rockets will be nailed for holding. It'll be Kevin Beard. I can be so sure with that call because Beard was at the 43, both hands slamming them into the turf.
He's still shaking his head and acting a little emotional.
I mean, usually if I'm an offensive lineman, I get called for a penalty.
The chop block, Steve.
Chop block will go on Mr. Kevin Bearden. Usually you wait to the film room. You know you get it pointed out there, but Bearden
15
showed obvious disappointment and rather animated on the field. Back to the 49 of Catholic High. 9:50 to go in the ball game. A turnover here, and we've got ourselves a football game. 15-point lead, 2 touchdowns, 9:50 to go. Benton has shown it can move the ball on the Catholic High defense. So this game not over by any means just yet.
Catholic will have to do a good job of taking care of the football and make sure that's the #1 thing it does.
1st and 21. Catholic High back at its own 49. Carter wants to throw. Deep drop. He's back at his own 35. Fires across the field from McKeever, incomplete.
Steve, I think they could have called interference on that because it looked like Roger Barker, the defensive end who was covering McKeever on the screen, was blocked
That was
a play by Paul Susky while the ball was in the air.
That was a wild screen. Carter backed up a good 15 yards and threw to McKeever, who was about 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. It wasn't just a little dump screen. It was about a 15-yard screen pass, and it ended up incomplete. A high-risk play.
It was, and Barker did a good job there staying his ground and did a good job covering there.
Now Catholic High splits receivers left and right. Terry to the left, Brendan Cook to the right. Benton only a 3-man front. The Gibbs goes up the middle to Kent. Running room down to the Benton 35-yard line. Call it Tony Ferguson. Caught the Panthers in a 3-man front. The result is big yardage and a 3rd and 4 situation for Catholic High. Roy Davis decided to shelve the screen pass, go with something a little more high percentage, went for the draw for big yardage. Now Chris Kent comes in with the call from Coach Roy Davis. So Catholic High escapes a dangerous 3rd down and long distance situation. Now instead faces a 3rd and 4 at the Benton 35-yard line. Panthers 5-man front, option right side. Carter will keep 30, 25, knocked off his feet there. At the Benton 24-yard line, once again, looks like Craig Lincoln with a big hit in the secondary. And Craig Lincoln has made his presence known tonight in the defensive backfield.
Steve, I believe he may be having his best game of the year on defense, being rested some on offense, not having to carry a load for the team of being a two-way player, and he has delivered some big shots tonight.
Man, he has put his shoulder into some Catholic High Rockets. Catholic High in business at the Benton 24-yard line. Rockets trying to run down that clock. 8:18 to go. They have a 15-point lead. Dive up the middle, fullback, good running room. Kent inside the 20 to the 18, and once again our man is there, Lincoln, for the hit. But not before Chris Kent picks up 6 yards, 7 yards, call it, on a 1st down carry, bring up a big 2nd and 3.5. The ball at the Benton 18-yard line. And Catholic High just dominating the line of scrimmage at this point and running out the clock.
That's what you want to do when you got a big lead like this. Just keep it simple and keep it between the tackles and keep it on the ground and run that clock.
John Carter, good job tonight at quarterback for the Catholic High Rockets. Out, pitches, left side to Ferguson. Strung out pretty good. Good tackle made, but a grab of the face mask is going to go on Scott Long, and no one is more upset than Scott. He had Tony Ferguson wrapped up, grabbed him by a shoulder pad and by the face mask. And Scott Long is now almost restrained by Monty Cornwell, not upset at anybody but himself. And now a clip and a face mask. A clip against Catholic High and a face mask against Scott Long.
I'm sure that'll make Scott feel a little better.
Yeah, maybe Monty Cornwell, maybe he knew what was going on. He came over to console Scott, and the clip and the face mask. So we'll go once again with the 2nd and 4. No damage done. Right side, Brendan Cook goes at split end. Backs in a bone behind Carter. Clock now down to 7:16 to go in the game. Carter wants to throw over the middle for the tight end. He's got Terry complete inside the Benton 10 at the 8. Surprised me, and it must have surprised the Benton defensive backfield. You have to feel Catholic success running the ball 2nd and 4. Last thing they would do is throw the ball into traffic, but they did and came up a big 1st down, goal to go at the Benton 8-yard line. Walt Terry, after dropping a ball early in the ball game, has come on to have a pretty good night. The Benton offense waiting to get its hands on the football. Catholic, time-consuming drive. Left side, Ferguson, short yardage, Scott Long. There to wrap up Tony Ferguson after a gain of 2. 2nd and goal to go at the 6. Catholic High. And this could be the drive that puts the ball game away. Field goal or touchdown, any kind of points here would end this football game. 15-point deficit right now. Field goal would make it 18. And Benton just doesn't have the time to get 3 scores. 2 be a problem at this point. Backs in a bone, double tight end set. Carter wants to throw. Here comes the rush. Carter releases, incomplete. Oh, know, credit the defensive play there, Will Connell. He put pressure on Carter and forced the errant pass. Will with a little speed. He was really closing on Carter. Bring up a 3rd and goal to go from the 6. And Dwight Fite has to be happy with that. Last thing Roy Davis wants to do is stop the clock, and that's what the incomplete pass did. So 3rd and goal to go. The ball at the 6-yard line of Benton. Catholic on top, 30-15. Once again, the double tight end set with Terry to the left side and Gaston to the right. Benton shows a 5-man front. Right side, McKeever gets the call. Bounced at the line of scrimmage by Connell and down at the 4.
Steve, they got it right in the middle of the field. We'll probably see the field goal unit now. Be just like an extra point.
Well, every kick's been an adventure tonight for Rick Richardson. His most successful kick, the onside kickoffs. He's 2 for 2. This is about as easy as you can get as far as attempts go. He'll spot the ball at the 11, middle of the field, 21-yard chip shot on AstroTurf. You never know, though. Brendan Cook on one knee. Snap is back, hold is good, kick is right down the middle. And that should do it, my friends. 33-15, Catholic High over Benton. 5:27 to go. Let's take a 1-minute break. 5:27 to go. War Memorial Stadium, Catholic High in control with a 33-15 lead. Rockets, should they win, will go to 4-1 on the season. And Benton will slip to 2-3. The real season starts next week when Benton plays host to Texarkana. And it looks like Catholic High was going to attempt an onside kickoff, and the ball blew off the tee. There will be no penalty, and they'll get another try. I can't understand why there wasn't a penalty call.
Well, he never hit the ball, Steve, so the ball wasn't kicked, so therefore the play never started.
The ball did move, must have blown off the tee. Rick Richardson, great job of missing the football. They will try a pooch kick. The fly ball is fielded. Tommy Cody is nailed, and there will be a penalty against Catholic High.
He caught it and went to, he didn't signal a fair catch, but he caught it and he went to a knee, so that means he's down. Then he was hammered.
Now, Roy Davis, down on the sidelines. He's not protesting the call. He was down on one knee, simulating Tommy Cody. He says, guys, when he's down on one knee, lay off him. Poor Tommy Cody. I don't believe he knew it was coming. I don't blame him. He was down on one knee just trying to field the ball and get out of there.
If he'd known he was coming, he might have had second thoughts. Those guys, 2 of them got him at the same time. But Benton's got good field position at midfield.
1st and 10, Benton at the 50. Goheen goes wide to the left. Jumper wants to throw for Scott Long, incomplete, overthrown over the middle. It'll be 2nd and 10. Now Goheen went wide to the left. Scott Long lined up at almost what you'd call a slot position, just about a yard off the line of scrimmage back in the backfield. So it'll be 2nd down, 10 yards to go. The clock, yes, it's a factor. 5:23 to go. Benton trailing by 18. 2nd and 10. Cornwell in with the play. Lines up wide to the short side, which is the right side. The ball on the right hash mark. Scott Long, tight end left side. Holmes, Lincoln, McNeely in the backfield. Tommy Jumper straight up the middle on the sneak. Goes 5 yards to the Catholic 45. Right behind Dwight Everett. Worked earlier in the game. And about the same yardage. So it'll be 3rd down. Now they spot the ball at the 46. 6 yards to go. Positives tonight. Benton, 15 points against the good Catholic High defense. After being shut out 2 weeks in a row, it's good to see points on the board. Not enough in this case. Jumper options his left side. Gets the pitch to Lincoln, drops it, picks it up, and then runs close to a 1st down. He carried Brendan Cook about 5 yards.
It's going to be an interesting spot, Steve. Of course, regardless, I know Benton to go for it, but I think they've got the 1st.
Craig Lincoln, tremendous job of concentrating. He actually bobbled, lost the pitch, got a kind AstroTurf bounce, regained control, and ran for a 1st down with Brendan Cook on his back. Brendan Cook has been involved in a lot of action tonight.
He's a very talented ball player, and he's only a junior, so Benton fans will get to see him next year at C.W. Lewis when the Rockets come down there.
4:41 to go in the ball game. Benton with the first down on the Catholic High 40. They need to score and quick. 33-15, Catholic on top. Once again, a little confusion. Now the officials have their act together. Benton's Tommy Jumper is under center. McGee, lone receiver, right side. Jumper options left, fakes the throw, turns it up, and is nailed in the backfield, back at the 45. Tommy pumped once, didn't fake anyone out. A loss of 5 brings up a 2nd and 15 for Benton back at the 45 with 4:22 to go in the game. This fourth quarter has turned into maybe just 2 possessions. Benton scored on the first play of the fourth quarter. Catholic High attempted to run out the whole clock while getting a field goal. Jumper under center. The give goes to Holmes, right up the middle, good running room. He'll get across the 40 to the 39, which will set up a 3rd and 9. Greg Holmes continues to pile up the yards. By far his best effort of the season. And you can bet next week we'll see Greg Holmes starting at the fullback spot.
Greg has done a good job, Steve. He's got 76 yards in the game on 10 carries, so that's a healthy average and something that the Benton offense, the rushing game, needs.
The other end of that move has worked well too. Robert McNeely has looked good at the halfback spot. Big 3rd and 9 for the Panthers. Option right side. Jumper will keep. Brought down far shy of the first down at the 36-yard line. Will bring up a 4th and 6 for Benton. Jason McGee in with the play. Tommy Jumper slow to his feet, but back to the huddle. Tommy Jumper has taken his share of hits this season, believe me. 4th down at 6 yards to go. Clock now rolls down to 3 minutes to go in the game as Jason McGee breaks the huddle, goes wide to the right side. Scott Long, tight end left side. Holmes, McNeely, and Lincoln behind Jumper. Catholic High bunches up in the front. Option left. Jumper, a move. He'll keep, and he'll get the first down. Somehow he ducked his head under and between 2 Catholic High Rockets for a first down. That's twice tonight that Tommy Jumper has escaped from near impossible situations to get first downs.
Steve, I don't know how he did that. He kept juking in and out, and I guess he got the Catholic defense off balance, and he got the first down. We got a lot of Rockets on the field here.
About 12. One trying to get off. He does. Backs in a bone. The give to Holmes. He's stuck as he crosses the 25. Call it a gain of 3. Brings up a 2nd and 7. 2:14 to go in the ball game. And as it stands right now, Panthers might have to burn a timeout to get in the end zone before the clock runs out. Rolling down to 2 minutes.
I expect them to start putting it in the air, trying to hit and get the quick 6.
Tommy Jumper. But Scott Long, tight end right side, receiver left side, option right side. Jumper turns it in. He won't get a thing. Nailed at the 25. 1:43, clock on the move, and Benton facing a 3rd and 7 situation from the 25. Time to start thinking about most valuable player. Saline Electrical Supply, most valuable player of the game. Greg Holmes, Tommy Jumper. A good battle going. Bob Edmondson will deliver that deciding vote. So moms and dads, the Jumpers of the Holmes, you can blame Bob. 3rd down, 8 yards to go. Jumper will throw. He's got a man, complete to McNeely. First down and out of bounds at the 10. They'll spot it at the 9. And that's one of Robert's few receptions of the year, but he looks right at home catching the football. Good pass, good catch, and the Panthers are in business and threatening to go over the 20-point mark. They're not going to win this football game, but 33, 21, or 22 wouldn't look too bad in the papers, and it'd feel awful good going to the Texarkana game to have a touchdown on the last possession. 1st and goal to go for the Panthers. Call it just inside the 9. Option right side. Jumper hit once, hit twice, squirms forward to the 6. No quit, Tommy Jumper. He wants to stick that ball in the end zone. Now there's time out of the field called by the Benton offense. 56 seconds to go in this ball game. Now the coaches were predicting a defensive ball game, and it shows you how unpredictable high school football is. 48 points on the board.
48, and I'm predicting we're going to see more, Steve. I think Benton's going to get this touchdown. You've got to, at times, you got to be pleased with what Benton has done offensively. It's come back to life after 2 weeks of playing Rip Van Winkle. You got to be happy with that, and I'm sure the Benton coaches are. Of course, you look back at the time when they recovered the fumble at the 30, and they were down 16-7 or 12-7. And they couldn't get it in. That had to be a big turning point in the game, and the time when the pass interference called down here on the goal line. Those turned out to be 2 very big plays.
You go back and look at the films. I'd like to count how many big plays Catholic High has made on kicking situations. Granted, they've blown a few kicks, but they recovered 2 onside kickoffs. 1 resulted in points. Punt return for a touchdown. Couple of big punt returns. Big kickoff return. And that's something that's really hurt Benton this year, and I imagine Dwight Fite will really be working on the kicking game this week in practice. With the conference season, it's here next week at Benton. And I believe Texarkana will be in for a battle. Here we go, set to go again, 2nd and goal to go for the Panthers. Jumper gives right up the middle, not much. Stacked up at the 5 is Greg Holmes. No huddle offense, we're inside a minute, 45 seconds to go. Benton will lose. The question now, will they break 20? 3rd and goal to go. Ball at the 5. Set to go again. 1 receiver, left side. Scott Long, tight end, right side. Jumper turns. The pitch to Lincoln. He's running for the corner. Craig, shoulder into a Catholic High rocket, into the end zone. All right. He delivered one of those hits on offense like he's been given out on defense. So with 28 seconds to go in the ball game, the Panthers are over the 20 mark at 21.
Craig has done a good job running the ball tonight. He hasn't seen it as much, but it looks like the move to him to defense most of the time has turned out to be a good move.
And now they'll go for the 2-point conversion. Back, stay in that boom behind Tommy Jumper. Catholic High really bunching it up on the front. Flags are down. Jumper wants to throw. He'll turn it up and run. Close.
He's in.
And it's a deliberating here. The official waiting. And they're going to say Jumper was down at the inch line. And I believe the flag is going to be against Benton. Well, let's see.
Scott Long says, come back, guys.
Yeah, they're talking to Scott, so this will be against Catholic High.
There's a lot of purple jerseys out there. We could have an illegal participation.
And, yeah, that looks like the call. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They're probably at about 13 on the field. Here comes the guilty party. That's embarrassing there.
Well,
Chad Cummings, sophomore.
That's probably why they stopped him at the inch line there, Steve.
Oh, check it. Chris Bohm, a senior. He wanted to get on the field. 28 seconds to go in the game. He was running out of time.
Bonehead play.
I won't comment on that. Here we go. 28 seconds to go. 2-point conversion try. Holmes is in. Standing out. Hey, those never say die Panthers. 33-23. Let's take a quick 30-second break with Catholic High on top by 10. Trying to make that last drive for Celine. Electrical Supply, player of the game honors. I think he knows it's in the balance down there, and Greg stuck it in on the 2-point conversion. 33-23, and boy, Greg Holmes has had a ball game.
He really has, Steve. He's got 79 yards on 12 carries, which is, I believe, the 2nd or 3rd best rushing effort we've had by Panther this year, and quite obviously the best we've had in the last 3 games. And he did a good job. Of course, he doesn't get credit for the 2 yards he ran in the 2-point conversion. They don't count as statistical purposes, but he's got big 79 yards and a 2-point conversion. I'm sure inside he's happy, and I'm sure the coaching staff's happy with the production they got from the fullback. Let's just get the rest of the offense
and he gets to play on the kickoff team. Greg down there along with the rest of the Panthers at the 35-yard line. Waiting for Heath Nix. He's now the foot. We call him the foot. He drills it to McKeever. Watch out. This guy scares me. 20-yard line. Yeah, he's out of room this time. He's going to run out of bounds. He doesn't want to get hit. He got the ball about the 15 and saw about 3 white shirts and said, forget it, fellas, not this time.
When Catholic puts 10 people within 10 yards of the kickoff team, it doesn't leave you a whole lot of blockers back there, does it?
23 seconds to go in the game. 33-23. Catholic High by 10.
We would like to remind our fans.
Big Kelsey's back yet, Steve.
And Kelsey Dedman out a couple of weeks, back in at times tonight. Have to believe that Big 36 will see a lot of action next week against Texarkana.
Could be.
Lines up at that big left tackle spot. I mean, there's a convention around the football. As Carter just turns and goes to one knee, the Catholic High Rockets ready to burst onto the field. 18 seconds to go in the game. And timeout is called. Yeah, they call them the Fighting Panthers, and they don't give in until the final second.
If the scoreboard, I started to say if the scoreboard was correct, that we'd be able to get the ball back one more time, but we just got one timeout left, so I think Father Time is wearing purple and gold right now.
Yeah, that's right. Second down, if it means anything. Second down and 12 yards to go. Rockets at the 18. So Benton will go 2-3. But this is really an encouraging loss. You know, at one point we were looking at a 30-7 ball game, and a lot of teams would have just, after being shut out the past 2 weeks, they said, I've had enough of this. We'll go get Texarkana next week. But they've rallied back and made the score respectable. 33-23. 18 seconds to go. Watching Catholic High this week and Texarkana last week, you know, you have to, not Texarkana, I'm thinking about next week, Arkadelphia. Boy, I'd have to feel that Arkadelphia would hold its own up against the Catholic High.
It would be interesting to see the Catholic defense try to stop the weapons that Arkadelphia has. If I were to see the game they were playing, I'd bet my money on the Badgers.
Yeah, I think Catholic High would need 2 or 3 Brendan Cooks. Here we go again. Convention again around the football. They blew the whistle before Carter even got to a knee. 13 seconds to go. Once again, the timeout called. Well, maybe this will pay off in a fumble. Dwight Fight never gives up. 33-23. I mean, we're just waiting for the clock to run out. 13 seconds to go. Catholic High will win the football game. Rockets' only loss of the season came here at War Memorial, 3-0 to North Little Rock Northeast. Roy Davis out onto the field. Maybe he's trying to lose weight. I don't know. I can't see a reason for it. I mean, it's 33-23. Obviously, the quarterback's just going to take the ball and back up. Roy wanted some PT. He ran on the field. He's back off now.
He knows this game.
I'm a Roy Davis fan.
He's going to be on TV.
That's
so
right. He's going to make another appearance on Benton Cablevision here. Here we go. Carter turns, and he actually put a knee to the ground and backed up. A new move, and the clock will run out. 6-5. I don't believe you can hear the fans count it down. Let's see. Yeah, Bob turned it right up, and there it is. It's over. Your final score. Catholic High 33, Benton 23. Let's take a 1-minute timeout and be back to wrap it up.